News coming out of Syria is usually dominated by war and violence, but not much is said about the aftermath. CCTV's Syria correspondent Alaa Ebrahim visited the town of Yabrud, a place that has made headlines during the civil war.
A trip down a road that we became well aware of, but the scenery is definitely different now. This is Yabrud city, 70 kilometers to the north of the Syrian capital. The scene of ferocious clashes between government forces and rebels that ended in the Syrian army retaking the city. Now, Yabrud is no longer in the headlines, though the battles being fought here are equally important and difficult. Today, the city struggles to restart life in it. Only 1/3 of the city's population returned, and those who returned are facing all kinds of difficulties.
We left the city for 2 months fleeing the fighting, and I came back to find out that my house was hit by a shell. The damage is minimal compared to other houses. Some people are scared and they are hesitant to go back. But I think upcoming days will be better.
I stayed here even when the army was attacking, and 2 days before the gunmen left the city, they attacked houses of Christians and looted it, and I tried to ask why they're doing this, and they started beating me up with an electric baton, breaking my hand and 2 fingers.
Providing basic services in a time of war is no easy task. Bread is the main component of the Syrian diet, and this government-owned bakery is the only one in the city working to meet the growing demand.
Even when the armed terrorists were in control of the city, we kept receiving our weekly rations of wheat and fuel. The terrorists often attacked us and took the bread and then sold it for 20 times the prices we sell it at.
I left the city and went to a village in the mountain because life was becoming unbearable. I stayed up there for 2 months and came back after the army secured the city. We are repairing our house now.
Another essential element in households, cooking gas. These canisters were brought here and sold on the street after the clashes destroyed distribution centers. But despite the seemingly normal life, the wounds of the war looms over many here.
The rebels killed my son. They said he was killed for being pro-government. They took him while leaving work and tortured him for hours before killing him. They didn't let us have a funeral. Then they used to come near the house and shoot in the air to scare us.
The school is out in Yabrud and children flock the streets. Looking at them, you forget for a second that this was once a rebel stronghold and then a government gain. We're standing in the main square of Yabrud city, exactly 1 month after the Syrian army cleared it and regained control over it. We're here filming when the Syrian army finished its military operation here. Today, the military operation may have ended, but the fighting is still going on to restart services and allow people to go back to their houses. Residents of Yabrud city all hope that the future will have no more military operations and no more fighting for them. From Yabrud main square in Qalamoun area, Alaa Ebrahim, CCTV.